Hotel Artemis review by Cat Hughes. Hotel Artemis Review Elysium was the last time that we saw Jodie Foster on screen. Since then SHES focused on directing Money Monster, Black Mirror, but writer and first-time director Drew Pearce has coaxed her back in front of the camera for Hotel Artemis. Here she plays a character simply referred to as Nurse, whom runs a hospital and hideout for criminals. Set in 2028 Los Angeles, during a civil riot over water which is now a highly priced commodity, Hotel Artemis shows one very busy night for Nurse and her helper, Everest Dave Bautista. The world of Hotel Artemis is filled with stylized characters and visuals. Each character is given a code name, depending on what suite they have been placed into, and each is a very definitive type of character. Nurse herself is a barely functioning alcoholic who lives by the rules of her establishment. Everest is a man-mountain obsessed with telling people HES, a healthcare professional. Nice Sophia Boutella is the sultry business-like assassin. Acapulco Charlie Day is the sleazy arms dealer, and Waikiki Sterling K. Brown is the criminal trying to get out. It's a stock batch of characters that we've dealt with 1,000 times before, and Pearce doesn't develop them beyond this basic description. Most of these characters were also meant to have history and pre-existing relationships, but once again, they're not really fleshed out, leaving everything rather muddled and the audience scratching their heads as to what's really going on. Hotel Artemis Review. Our cast do a great job of trying to get us to understand their characters, but the one-dimensional writings doesn't give them much to work with. The result is that Foster just plays Nurse as a quirky recluse, Boutella plays a mixture of roles we've seen her play previously, and Dave Bautista ends up channeling Drax, only this time with less makeup. Even Zachary Quinto and Jeff Goldblum fail to ignite the screen as their daddy-issue-riddled son and kingpin father duo. Visually, Pearce and his team has spent a lot of time working on the design and aesthetic of the building. Everything looks simultaneously high-end and dilapidated, but nothing is quite of this world. There's an over-reliance on shooting in dimly lit rooms and, towards the end, purely in red light that washes out some of the painstaking production design. You might want to stock up on the carrots. Pre-screening is outside of the first 5 minutes. The film is set entirely at night and inside the barely lit hotel. It's a strain on the eyes. Hotel Artemis Review. Clearly inspired by the likes of John Wick and Smokin' Aces, you can't help but compare Hotel Artemis to them, and sadly Artemis doesn't hold up to either. Artemis is obviously inspired by Wick's Continental with all its rules and such, but it just can't quite generate that same magic. It also fails to capture the chaos and developed interlocking character plot lines of Smokin' Aces. The result is a film that is derivative of both, but which also fails to capitalize on either's successes. All style, no substance. Hotel Artemis will be forgotten soon after checking out of the cinema screen. Hotel Artemis Review by Cat Hughes, July 2018. Hotel Artemis arrives in cinemas across the UK from the 20th of July 2018.